weight on the end of its hose. Now, the surface area on the end of the hose is 1.75 inches. So doing the math, that means that it's pulling about 2.8 pounds per square inch. So how are we going to lift a car that weighs 2,600 pounds? Well, all you need is more square inches. In fact, if we have up to about 1,000 square inches of suction area on the car, we should be able to lift it, in theory.
The Mythbusters are banking on the idea that the relationship between lift and surface area is linear, meaning if 1 square inch can lift 2.8 pounds, a single vacuum with a 1,000 square inch footprint should be able to lift a car. But to test that crazy concept, the guys must next up the ante by building a larger-than-life vacuum attachment.
This is one of the stranger things we've built.
At 8 inches in diameter, it should put their previous test in the shade.
I hope that works.
But so that it still fits the vacuum cleaner, Jamie is building a manifold.
There we go.
That will link the cleaner to the cup with no loss of suction.
Do it.
The question is, will it work?
All right, so here is a proof of concept. This is the PVC pipe cap that we put a gasket on, and here is the hose through which we'll be pulling our vacuum. The vacuum. Here is the household vacuum that we are going to use. In order to adapt from this to this, Jamie has built a manifold. So the manifold is gonna go in there, and then that goes in there. And I've got a 50-pound weight to try and lift. Let's see if this works. Hey! Nice!
In theory, I think this should be able to hold more than twice that.
That's a lot of force. No, feel it.
Incredibly, their vacuum rig is lifting the 50 pounds with room to spare.
That is awesome.
At least until they pull the plug. So what's next?
So Jamie and I did a proof of concept 8-inch PVC cup, and it worked so well. This is going to be our method for lifting the car. Why reinvent the wheel? So graphics, help me out. First up, give me a car. So our plan is to build 40 more suction cups just like the one we just made. We'll position them on the roof, the trunk, and the hood. From each one will come a tube that will join to a kind of mega manifold that will be attached directly to our single vacuum cleaner. Also from each cup will be a piece of threaded steel rod that will link to a support structure we'll hang above it. We'll turn the vacuum on, then we'll lift up the steel structure with the crane, and either the car will lift up or pop, 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 pop. The suction cups will all decouple, and the car will not get off the ground. The one thing I can tell you for sure is that this ain't gonna suck. Get it? Ain't gonna suck.
Coming up, pancake car goes large. And car lift goes bad.
Rats!
Since 2002, the Mythbusters have become connoisseurs of car crashes. A concept Jamie's about to take to the max.
What can you say?
He's testing whether full-on explosives can ever flatten a full-sized car. But after a stellar small-scale start...
Mr. Heidemann is laughing. That's a good thing.
Jamie's not ramping up right away.
A little speechless.
Because he wants to try to compress a second small-scale car even more.
For this next shot, we're going to have a sheet of steel underneath the car like we did before. The car, another sheet of steel like we did before with the data sheet on top, but then 3 sheets of steel on top of the explosive. And so we'll see whether we get any more aggressive compression of the car. Looks good to me.
The theory is that the top layers of steel will provide extra resistance that will force more